Against All Odds. Chapter 1. The Chance Encounter. Olivia had never been to a charity gala before, but her best friend convinced her to come along as her plus one. She was nervous and unsure of what to expect, but she wore her best dress and hoped for the best. When she walked into the grand ballroom, she was immediately struck by the beautiful artwork that was on display. As she made her way through the room, she noticed a man standing by one of the paintings, looking at it intently. He was tall, with dark hair and piercing blue eyes. She couldn't help but feel drawn to him. As she got closer, she saw that he was the artist behind the piece. His name was James, and he was incredibly talented. Olivia struck up a conversation with him and found that they had a lot in common, despite their vastly different backgrounds. They talked for hours and eventually exchanged numbers, promising to keep in touch. Chapter 2. The First Date. A few days later, James called Olivia and asked her out on a date. She was thrilled and spent hours getting ready for the occasion. James picked her up in his beat-up old car, which made her laugh. He took her to a small Italian restaurant, which he said was his favorite. They had a wonderful meal together and talked about everything under the sun. Olivia found herself drawn to James's easygoing nature and his passion for art. After dinner, they took a walk in the park and shared their first kiss under the stars. Chapter 3. The Obstacles. Olivia's family and friends were not happy when they found out about her relationship with James. They viewed him as unsuitable for her due to his lower social status and pressured her to end things with him. Olivia struggled to reconcile her feelings for James with the expectations of her loved ones. She knew that she couldn't let go of him, but she didn't want to disappoint her family either. James could sense Olivia's internal struggle and tried to be supportive, but he was also hurt by her reluctance to fully commit to him. He felt like he wasn't good enough for her, and that her family would always be a barrier between them. Chapter 4. The Secret Romance. Olivia and James decided to keep their relationship a secret, knowing that it would only cause more problems if it became public. They continued to see each other in secret, stealing moments of passion whenever they could. This added excitement to their romance, but it also put a strain on their relationship. Olivia was constantly worried about being discovered, and James was frustrated by the secrecy and lack of validation. Despite the challenges, they were deeply in love and knew that they couldn't be apart. They found ways to make their relationship work, even in the face of adversity. Chapter 5. The Confession. Olivia's best friend, who was also James's sister, found out about their relationship and urged them to come clean to everyone. She argued that their love was worth fighting for, and that they shouldn't have to hide their feelings. Olivia and James were hesitant at first, but eventually decided to tell Olivia's parents about their relationship. The conversation did not go well. Olivia's parents were furious and threatened to cut her off financially if she continued to see James. They viewed him as a poor artist who would never be able to provide for their daughter in the way she deserved. Olivia was heartbroken, but she felt like she had no other choice but to end things with James. Chapter 6. The Breakup. After the argument with her parents, Olivia was torn apart. She loved James deeply, but also didn't want to disappoint her family. She decided to break things off with James, hoping that it would ease the tension between her and her parents. James was devastated when he heard the news. He couldn't believe that Olivia was willing to end their relationship so easily. He begged her to reconsider, but she was firm in her decision. For months, Olivia and James didn't speak or see each other. Olivia tried to move on with her life, but she found herself constantly thinking about James. She missed his smile, his laugh, and his presence in her life. She realized that she couldn't imagine living without him. Chapter 7. The Reconciliation. One day, James showed up at Olivia's door unexpectedly. He had spent months working on a painting that he wanted to give to her. When she saw him, all of her emotions came flooding back. She realized that she had never stopped loving him, and that she had made a mistake by breaking up with him. James and Olivia talked for hours, apologizing for the mistakes they had made in their relationship. They both acknowledged that their love was worth fighting for, no matter what obstacles they faced. They decided to give their relationship another chance, but this time, they promised to be more open and honest with each other. Chapter 8. The Happy Ending. Olivia and James's relationship continued to grow stronger. They faced some opposition from Olivia's parents, but they worked together to bridge the gap and eventually gained their approval. James's art career took off, and he became a successful artist, thanks in part to Olivia's unwavering support. Years later, they got married in a small ceremony surrounded by their loved ones. Olivia's parents gave their blessing and welcomed James into their family. The couple moved into a beautiful home together, filled with James's paintings and Olivia's personal touches. They had children and continued to live a happy life, always remembering the obstacles they overcame to be together. They knew that their love was strong enough to overcome anything that life threw their way. The end.